What's going on, guys? Jeff back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a random review of a couple of purchases I made recently. A couple 80s toys brought back to life in 4-inch form by Zika Toys. Captain Eagle of the Eagle Force and a Sectaurs Dargon. So we'll go back to the shop and I'll do a review of these babies. Eagle Force is a 2 3/4-inch high die-cast action figure military themed toy line marketed by Mego Corporation in the 1980s. Eagle Force was similar to the G.I. Joe or Real American Hero toy line, which is being developed by Hasbro during the same time period. The primary concept of Eagle Force is that of an elite United States government counter-terrorist task force organization composed of special forces experts. In their fictional universe, Eagle Force was created to combat the roving International Organization of Tyranny, say that 20 times, or otherwise known as Riot, a terrorist organization driven by the desire for world domination. Eagle Force is commanded by Captain Eagle, who wears an eye patch. The ethnically diverse cast of Eagle Force members included characters such as Big Bro, the Cat, Harley, Kaio, Red Wing, Sergeant Brown, Stryker, Turk, Wild Bill, who was later used by the Real American Hero line, Zapper, similar to the Zap character used by the Real American Hero line, and the female figure Goldie Hawk. Riot was led by General Mamba and assisted by characters such as Baron Von Chill, Beta Man, Nemesis Saboteur, the Ninja Savitar, and a Shock Trooper. A second wave of figures was scheduled for 1983, but Mego abruptly closed down, pulled up tent stakes in 1982, so the second series was never produced. So, in 2016, Fresh Monkey Fiction and Remco Toys launched a successful crowdfunding campaign to produce a new line of Eagle Force toys under the title of Eagle Force Returns. The new toys are a 4-inch scale set of figures, and they arrived to market pretty recently in late 2020, early 2021. Sectaurs or the Warriors of Symbion was a line of action figures released by Coleco in 1985. The premise of the toy line centers around a planet called Symbion, the site of failed genetic experiments. Frightening changes take place that cannot be stopped. The result is a world where insects and arachnoids grow to frightening proportions, and the inhabitants have taken on their characteristics. The main character, Prince Dargon, ruler of the peaceful shining realm of Prosperon, and his allies are in conflict with the forces of Empress Devora, ruler of the dark domain of Synax, and her henchmen for possession of the Hives, fortresses of ancient civilizations holding the key to the ultimate power. Each character was telebonded with intelligent, non-anthropomorphic insect creatures called insectoids that had a special ability and shared each other's pleasure and pain. Figures and insect companions were packaged together in large window boxes with weapons and many comic books and instructions. Some of these companions were large enough for the Sectaurs to ride and were actually puppet-like in nature, in which a hand could be placed inside the puppet like a glove, making it able to use like a typical puppet action feature. A second series of figures were designed and sent to dealers' catalogs in 1986, but were never produced due to the line's cancellation. The toy line did not do well, partly because apparently of the intimidating appearances of even the heroes and their companion beasts, and partially due to the price points, well above other action figure lines in the stores at the time, like He-Man and G.I. Joe. Like Eagle Force, a Kickstarter campaign was launched in 2018 to restart the franchise as a 4-inch scale line of action figures. My introduction to both toy lines was similar to so many of us, pegs at KB Toys. I had an Eagle Force Captain Eagle and I had a few other of the Sectaurs figures, most notably Dargon, the main character, and Mantor. The scale of these figures was odd to me at the time. I had a hard time incorporating them into my other toy lines like G.I. Joe and He-Man, just to name a few. So I played with these guys sparingly, and they eventually were sold at a garage sale. But I still thought they were pretty cool. So a few weeks ago, I was screwing around and checking out my saved Instagram posts, and I came across these that I'd saved a long time ago, these characters. So I decided to look them up again and get on Zika Toys' website, who carries these. And I was able to purchase a couple of them. Zika still surprisingly had these Eagle Force figures still in stock. I was nostalgic and went ahead and purchased the gold edition Captain Eagle because I had that die-cast figure like I mentioned in the intro. And I wanted to add him to my action figure line that I put on my desk at work. I thought Eagle Force was actually a cool line. I really didn't get it very much because of the die-cast figures. I really would have liked to see what would have happened had Eagle Force and Mego not collapsed in the early 80s. What I do find interesting about this toy line was Mego did a line, I believe, of 3 3/4 inch figure or Buck Rogers figures, similar to the Real American Hero line, if I'm not correct. And I'm surprised that they didn't do Eagle Force in that medium to compete directly with Real American Hero. I would also be interested to know who came up with the concept first, because Eagle Force and G.I. Joe are almost exactly alike. I'd like to know if Mego got some inside information and copied Real American Hero, or if Hasbro did the same, because Mego and Hasbro really competed hard in the 70s. So I picked up this Captain Eagle, and then I decided to grab this Sectaurs Dargon figure too. Now he's loose. He was I got him off of eBay from Zika Toys, and he's not on a card back. I just had to buy him loose and packaged. I think these actually sold out, or they didn't make a lot of them. So we're going to go ahead and do an individual breakdown of these figures. I do want to make note before I do this that Zika recommends that you take the figures and you soak them in hot water prior to handling them, and I think that's to loosen up the joints. From what I read on the they have like a little insertion here. It says, as a precautionary measure to prevent damage, heat should be applied to any body part before attempting to remove it. This is especially important to the hands due to the fragility of the wrist joints. Apply heat with a hair dryer is recommended. That's what the Dargon figure says. This figure here actually recommends soaking it in hot water. So I'll actually soak both figures in hot water. I don't want to break them on camera, and I definitely don't want to break them. Now, I got both of them for around $27 a piece shipped. It's a little pricey for a 4-inch figure, but I wanted to have them for my collection. So we'll go ahead and take them out of the package, and we will soak them in hot water and do a nice review of these guys. All right, guys, so here is Captain Eagle of the Eagle Force Returns line. This figure stands approximately 4 inches tall, just like the Sectaurs figure. Right off the bat, a few things about him. He is the gold color, similar to the original Eagle Force line. This is a very figure that's very true to the original Captain Eagle figure. He looks very similar to him. He has a removable rubber vest, tactical vest on here. He has the Captain Eagle eye patch. He's an aged Captain Eagle, indicating he's been with the team for a long time. The original Captain Eagle had dark hair. This has gray hair. He's got his indicative metal Captain Eagle hand on his left arm, and then he has a arm here that's flesh tone painted, gold color, shoulder or a pistol holster on the side. The joints on the legs are kind of loose. The right foot and right calf boot feel really loose compared to the other ones, so it's not super high quality. The articulation's pretty good. You've got your joints here, the hands move, the head's on a ball, you got the shoulders, elbows, swivel, hands that pop in and out. They don't move at the forearm like some other figures, and the legs have a ball joint at the hips, triple joint at the knees, and you've got your ball joint at the ankles, and then your boots, of course, swivel on the calves. So It's a pretty good articulated figure. Like I said, the joints are a little loose, but I would definitely suggest heating this figure up as well to try to loosen those joints. As you'll see with the Sectaurs figure I review next, it's pretty much something I would consider doing. The accessories, he comes with a bunch of hands. I'm not going to try to pop them out due to the fragility of the joints, but he comes with a lot of different hand variations, which is really nice. You know, it's a $27 figure. It's nice that they give you several different hand variations for different battle poses. He does come with a really cool removable beret, which I think is great. This is actually a really well molded accessory. I like the way that looks. He comes with a pistol. Can't tell whether it's a 45 or a Beretta 9mm. He has his eagle that kind of attaches to his arm. Like so. I'll just leave that off there. It doesn't stay on really well. And he comes with this M16 variant with a grenade launcher on it and a ACOG sight. Not an ACOG, tactical scope. Yeah, it's an ACOG. Anyways, a few things about this guy I noticed right off the bat. Okay, so just the differences that you're going to find with these boutique, smaller type figures as compared to, like, say, G.I. Joe's retro line. The weapons are pretty basic, almost shoddily done. They don't look great. The pistol and the M16, they're kind of crummy. I mean, that's just what you're going to get. But that's kind of what you got with the original Eagle Force line too, right? So you didn't get the greatest guns from companies like Mego and Remco compared to what you got from Hasbro, which is not really a big deal to me, because if you really want better guns for these guys, just buy a G.I. Joe figure or find some guys on Etsy or eBay or some of the other sites that sell 3D printed 1/18 scale guns. The eagle doesn't fit on his arm and stay very well, which is not a big deal to me either, because I think it's kind of goofy. I'm not going to have him holding his eagle. The hands are really nice. I'm worried that the paint's not great on the flesh tones, that it will come off eventually. It'll flake off. You know, they are supposed to move. I don't know if those do move. I would be scared to try for fear I would break them. So this is kind of a figure that you have to be careful with as far as displaying and posing. If you're going to do some photo stories or stop motion stuff, I'd be real worried I would break this guy. He's an okay figure. I'm not disappointed in him. I understand with these boutique toy companies kind of what you get. Now, these figures appear to be pretty popular, the Eagle Force Returns line, because they're doing like several waves in addition to this first one, and I think they've got pretty good backing, a good Kickstarter, and I know they've got a really, really cool vehicle coming out for them, or they're trying to crowdfund that right now, and they're also trying to do the Eagle Force base too. So I think this is a great line, especially right now, considering how shitty Hasbro has been with their handling of the G.I. Joe retro line and some of the other G.I. Joe figures in the 3 3/4 inch / 4 inch scale. Eagle Force is great, and these are definitely compatible with the G.I. Joe figures in that line. Again, I don't collect 1/18 scale figures, so I'm not going to be a guy who's going to sit there and really pick these apart, because this is probably the only figure I'm going to get in this line. So it's a cool figure. I wanted to get him because I had a Captain Eagle when I was a kid, and I just thought it'd be cool to have him and put him next to some of my other figures on my desk at work. So that's kind of why I picked this one. Now, there are other variants. I'll post a link to the actual store where I bought this on Zika's website. This is the gold variant. There's a black variant too, where he has black fatigues on. I just wanted to get one that's kind of close to the original Captain Eagle that I had. So it's a cool figure. For the price of $27, I probably wouldn't recommend buying this unless you really want this for your collection and you're a big collector of the 1/18 scale stuff, which, you know, there's some quality issues to it, but I'm probably just being picky. I definitely like when you see my Sectaurs review next. I like the Sectaurs figure a little bit better as far as quality goes, but I think they're both really cool figures. So anyways, I think as far as recommending to buy this, I think it's just really up to you. Like I said, $27 is a little expensive for this figure, but since this is a boutique koi company and it's not a large manufacturer, I get the price point. All right, guys, so here is our Sectaurs Dargon figure. Guy measures right at 4 inches in height. Really nice figure. So just starting off, the paint on these figures are great. Zika did an amazing job with the paint on these guys. You know, when I spend my time shitting on Nika, I really crap on their paint a lot. These guys have a really nice paint job. Doesn't look like they're going to flake off or have any issues like those Nika figures. The joints on the figure are tight. Soaking them in hot water or using a hair dryer does help, but the joints are tight. So you definitely would want to do that before you handle these guys per their instructions, because you know this is a $20-some figure and you don't want to snap it, because you know that would be a bad deal. But it has a really nice articulation. We've got articulation, a ball joint at the head, shoulders are articulated, elbows are articulated, wrists are articulated. It has a articulation at the waist, ball joints at the hips. It's got a triple joint on the knees, and the ankles are ball jointed as well. So this is a highly articulated figure. It's similar to the G.I. Joe Retro Collection figures that are out right now. A couple things about the body. The antennas are really pliable, so I mean these could probably break off if you weren't careful. Just a nice figure. The paint, like I said, the paint job's really nice on it. It stands out. It really pops. This is a tiny figure. I'm used to bigger figures. Obviously, I collect 1/6 scale, but it's just a really well-made figure. I wouldn't expect any less from some of these boutique manufacturers. Now, I did notice that when he stands, he has one leg. His right leg is a little longer than his left leg, and that's a manufacturing error probably. I don't know if they're all like that, but you know, you're going to get that in some of these figures. But obviously, if you're paying $27 for this, you want it to be almost perfect, but sometimes that's not the case. So let's talk about the accessories that come with this guy. He comes with a really cool sword, similar to the one that came with the original figure. He comes with a set of blasters, a cool rifle, his signature shield. I'm assuming this goes to something. I'm not really sure. I don't have the card back, so I'm not really sure what this accessory is, which is fine. And it comes with several different hand variations, which comes with a lot of hand variations, which I think is really nice. Obviously, given the fragility of the figure, I'm not going to try to pop off the hands to show you how the different hands look, but the blasters fit in these holsters really easily. The holsters are really nicely molded out of a nice durable material, it feels like. And of course we get Dargon's signature sword and his, oh okay, so this black portion here that I didn't know what it was originally snaps on to the shield, so it's part of the shield. That's cool too. So yeah, this is the Sectaurs Dargon figure. So I don't know, let's zoom out on him a little bit so you guys can see a better close-up of him. I don't really know how well the Kickstarter did on this. It seems like it did really well. I don't know if they're going to come out at a later date with the rideable insect creatures like the originals. I know the Dargon figure I had when I was a kid had like a dragonfly creature that snapped on his back, which was really cool. It could fly him around. And I think I had one of the puppet toys that they could ride as well. I don't know if they'll come out with that for these. Like I said, I'm not really sure how the Kickstarter did. This is a really cool figure. I'm glad I got him. Out of the package shipped, I think it was like $27, I think, on eBay. Is where I got it off Zika's actual eBay site. So it's a little pricey for what you get, but again, you're buying boutique toys, so you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium for these because not everybody else is doing them. But overall, the figure's really nice, and if you're a Sectaurs fan or you're a fan of 3 3/4 / 4 inch style figures, and you would like some unique or retro style figures for your collection, I would definitely suggest picking up this Sectaurs Dargon figure. He is a really cool figure, just a really nicely well done figure. It's a clean looking figure, the paint's great, the joints are a little tight, but he comes with a lot of really nice accessories, so I would recommend picking this figure up. Alright guys, so that was my review of these two figures. I will post links in the description where I found these guys and let you decide what you think about these as far as maybe if these are right for your collection or not. A couple other things of note. Something I really wish these guys would have done, and for $27 I think all these manufacturers should do, and I think on some, and I'm going to be honest, I know on some of these Kickstarters, if you crowdfunded these, you were able to get figure stands. So I wish I had figure stands for these. I'm probably going to have to dig out some generic figure stands. I just wish that the figure stands would actually be included with the figures. I understand why they're not, but I think it'd be nice if they were. But that's me picking these apart a little bit too much. But they're okay figures. They're cool. I like them. I'm glad I added them to my collection. I'll post links. I'll post links in the description where I got them for the price. You decide whether these are right for your collection. Also, to Eagle Force, I don't know, I'm going to date myself, but there was a Men at Work video in the early 80s that featured the Eagle Force toys at the very beginning, and I will post a link to that video as well so you guys can kind of relive that if you were Men at Work fans. I wasn't, but I watched MTV a lot when I was a kid, So this is my review of the Eagle Force Returns Captain Eagle and the Sectaurs Dargon figures. I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, like and subscribe to the page. Share these videos. I look forward to your comments. And until then, till next time, guys, cheers.